Peace, 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 peace. Peace, love, and light to all the American Aborigines, my FBA brothers and sisters. Make sure y'all hit that like button as you come into the building. Let's get on to the next one. Let's go.
Yeah. It's Sally. I'ma try to just let the music flow through me on this one. Yeah. I gotta speak the truth because the truth will set you free. But the truth will set you free. I gotta speak my truth because the truth will set you free. But the truth will set you free. I gotta speak my truth because the truth will set you free. I gotta speak my truth because the truth will set you free. These niggas tryna buy the check and don't compare me with them. He reached inside Pandora's box and he left with no limbs, trying to get ahead, and every night repenting his sins. He feel it within, and now it starts to leak off his pen. He wants to give up, cause now he sees his weakness again. He hates himself because he's different, and he feel like he's been to hell and back 1,000 times, and he can't get a win. He knows that the light, it flickers, but some days it be dim, convincing himself that the time it moves according to him, and the world is really his, but y'all just living within his perception like reflection. He just bent it again to rationalize his mistakes, to think he's winning again. Can face the truth, feel like a lion in this booth. I'm never lying in this booth. Get my soul, I be crying in this booth. In the galactic I travel with a wine in this booth. I gotta speak my truth because the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. I gotta speak my truth because the truth will set you free. Yeah. The truth will set you free. I gotta speak my truth because the truth will set you free. I gotta speak my truth because the truth will set you free. Trying to let go of old ways. Matrix got me in a daze for days. Then I wake up, back to the craze, back to what's great. Sleep again, restart the phase. I'm stuck in a maze. How the fuck I'm still in this place? I've lived, I've died, I've lived, but I'm still on this chase. I've lived, I've died, I've lived, but I know this is fate. The evil one starts to test that arrival. Every day I walk on this earth, an attack on my vitals. I mean my flesh, the spirit protected but need a vest. Cause demons they walk among us, we nine, and know we threats. My name Helly.
My name 10, you know the rest. Need a mountain in Budapest with some monks to denounce my flesh. Cause the world becoming a mess. My girl becoming the nuisance, my wife becoming the test. My kids is all that I live for, avoiding them when I'm stressed. Detached with civilian life, still walk around with a vest. A general when the zombie cut legs and I sever chest. God forgive me for the test that I failed. So no more hell, you're seeking angels in the flesh, we need Jesus. Been crying out since a fetus, believe it. I'm Nicodemus whenever judgment bells ringing, lights fleeting. Tell the truth when the water's deep, when the drown, when the lies creep in. It's cool in the dark till light creep in. Good offense, can buy defense, I buy demons. Ain't the name of you know, I'm Van Gogh with Vans on Pluto. Or on Mars, you see stars when we fall through though. In 24K everything, I'm all proof though. That it still gold and we still pure. Dante, go ahead and shoot though.
I gotta speak my truth because the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. I gotta speak my truth because the truth will set you free. Yeah, the truth will set you free. I gotta speak my truth because the truth will set you free. I gotta speak my truth because the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free.
East 21st Street, yeah. Here's a little something about an OG like me.
me if you owe me. Make a lot of sense, everybody gotta listen. Rock with Donald Trump, why? Cause I'm a politician. Never did a lot of wishing, but I did a lot of whipping. Whole lot of dollar getting, pressing potty in my kitchen. In the world about to end, don't nobody give a damn. Everybody is a go, but they ain't messing with the ram. And these ladies love my flow, cause they know he's so real. You can call me Michael James or Jacoby O'Neal. Hey, here's a little story about an OG like me, yeah. I'm him, yeah. I'm me, yeah. Here's a little story about an OG like me. Never told on the soul, not you, not me. No, maybe I am him, maybe I am Jim. Jumping out the gym, shining like a gem. Move a lot of weight, but I ain't at the gym. Cause I ain't getting trimmed, and I ain't getting slim. Hey, I be hitting Kylie if I ain't hitting Kim. Ball head, but I be damned if I ain't getting trimmed. Hey, I ain't the best rapper, cause I ain't Eminem. Best producer, Dr. Dre, Corey, Moe, and Timberland. Hey, industry corrupt, trying to make us feminine. Trying to turn our men to women, trying to make our women men. Giving killers all the power, false courage for the cowards. Be the same boy they caught in bed with the White House. Puff Daddy in the shower with the pills and the powder. It's 100 ghetto kids getting shot every hour. Hit a certain tax bracket, here come the Illuminati. Cause the Christian Jews and Aki still work for the Anunnaki. Hey, maybe I am Jim, jumping out the gym. Shining like a gem. Move a lot of weight, but I ain't at the gym. Maybe I am Jim, jumping out the gym. Jump.
100.
Yo, AB, you stacking up.
But they mean I got stripes like Adidas. In the streets pulling stunts like Knievel. Full speed to that root of all evil. Good nigga, but the streets turned us evil. Hey, I got stripes like Adidas. In the streets pulling stunts like Knievel. Full speed to that root of all evil. Good nigga, but the streets turned us evil. Get the green, goes to sing, man, I got this. In the streets pulling stunts for that fortune. Scorch the beat when I spit, man, I tore shit. You don't wanna feel the pain that I record with. Yeah, we did it on our own, no endorsements. Shit get hard, we don't stop, we don't forfeit. But these streets made a nigga so heartless. Shit dark, but my light shine regardless. Yeah. And you can keep the nonsense. Survive for a living, rap something I have fun with. You can have the fame, I'm so way beyond it. Don't know who to trust, so I can't go unless the gun fit. Even then, you still better watch who you run with. They see you with potential, try to put you on dumb shit. Won't strike like a zebra, but regrets is what it come with. Lost blood, sweat, tears, and a whole bunch of dumb shit. But they mean I got stripes like Adidas. In the streets pulling stunts like Knievel. Full speed to that root of all evil. Good nigga, but the streets turned us evil. Hey, I got stripes like Adidas. In the streets pulling stunts like Knievel. Full speed to that root of all evil. Good nigga, but the streets turned us evil. Full of schemes like Madoff, stunts like Knievel. Married to the streets, no prenup, I can't leave her. Taking off, try to keep up and I speed up. Squad made of bosses, we ain't need no one to lead us. We tried it, but deeper in the slums where that led us. Don't let them see you hurt, you gotta keep your head up. Gotta keep my head up, yeah. Found knowledge on my own, cause ain't nobody show me better. I'm just thinking logically, that's knowledge over cheddar. Don't move by their rules, so they label me the devil. They hate to see my people with intelligence and cleverness. Don't feed me with your doctrine, don't play with my intelligence. Dropping knowledge on my people, won't deceive them like the priest. I'm a good nigga, but inside it's a beast. Trying to chase that root of evil, made a monster out of me. When you see me in the streets, they be the monster that you see. But they mean I got stripes like Adidas. In the streets pulling stunts like Knievel. Full speed to that root of all evil. Good nigga, but the streets turned us evil. Hey, I got stripes like Adidas. In the streets pulling stunts like Knievel. Full speed to that root of all evil. Good nigga, but the streets turned us evil.
Yo. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. What's the word? How y'all feeling this grand rising, man? Shout out to everybody kicking it in. Y'all see the title, man. Africans don't like Africa. Africans don't like Africa. Okay. This is some deep-rooted self-hate. Nobody dislikes the motherland more than the continental Africans. So shout out to everybody that's popping in, man. Make sure y'all share the live stream, hit the like button, thumb up the video, support the channel, man. I'm going to go through the chat right now on the YouTube side of things, and then I'll probably shout out some of the family over here on the Twitch, Instagram, and everywhere else that we got going on. Shout out to GG in the building. Matter of fact, if y'all want to shout out, just come over there to the YouTube. Just come over there to the YouTube side. You know what I'm saying? Just come on over there to the YouTube side of things. All right. So shout out to GG, Roger W. We got Chief Kokomo in the building. Nicholas Fontenot, man. What's going on, big bro? Good to see you in here, man. Big bro Nicholas Fontenot in the building. Let me get my brother a wrench in the building. He gotta have a wrench. All righty. We Nick Fontenot, Jan Ronner in the building. Enox is in the building. Keith Lamont is in the building. Glass Moon, what's up with the gang? Humble Up, what's the word? T1 Productions, what's the word? On Code. We got Pan Mulattoism. We got my brother Simple Amazing, man. For those who listened to that last little bit of music, that was my brother Simple Amazing. Shout out to everybody that's over here on TikTok. Make sure y'all go follow me on YouTube at Aboriginal Power on YouTube. Make sure y'all go check me out. And shout out to everybody that's tapped in right now on Instagram too as well, man. So, man, we hear a lot about these conversations about self-hate, Black identity crisis, and these various different conversations that other ethnic groups have about our people. So, and then they often pull these little stunts on our people and our Aboriginal indigenous peoples. You guys are not African, and they use this we're African based off of the old diaspora that we kind of been getting away from. The Aboriginal, American Indian, FBA community has been prying on that we're not African conversation, you know what I'm saying, delineating and provoking and enchanting our ancestral lineage, you know, calling the names that probably haven't been called in years. You know, doing your genealogical research, we're tapping into ancestral power. And a lot of things they like to say is that you guys self-hate. You don't like being African. You don't like Africa. And the thing is that we don't like it's not like we don't like Africa. We're just not African. And we don't have any self-hate with African. As to be clear, is the most people that I've ran into that has the most self-hate with Africans would have to be Africans. Think about it, family. Who flees their country at a higher rate than Africans? Think about it. When you ask most Africans where they're from, they're going to deny oftentimes where they're from. You catching these people in Britain, you're catching them in London, you're catching them in, you know what I mean, various different European nations. These people abandoned their homeland more than any other people on the planet. But yet they'll look at an Aboriginal indigenous brother like myself, or quote unquote American, and they will say that you guys dislike Africa. You guys don't like Africa. We're not African. You don't like Africa. That's why you came to America. You don't like Africa so much that you're willing to leave your family, your culture, your lineage, your ethnicity all behind to come borrow another man's ethnicity, another person's culture, adopt another person's slang. And this is the thing that we constantly run into. They play the shaming game on Aboriginal Americans when we're the one leading the way for you guys to even be remotely recognized. To be remotely recognized. So when we deal with these indigenous peoples and we dealing with the culture of us in America, there's a few sentiments that is borrowed. Indigenous peoples have identity crisis. We do not know our lineage. We do not know where we come from. I will actually say that's actually false. contrary to belief, we are some of the most knowledgeable people when it comes to dealing with our lineage. I don't think you can name another group of people on the planet that can go into more detail about their ancestral lineage, to your grandmother, to your granddad, where they was buried, who they was married to, what they did for a living, some of their accomplishments. We dive into these things and we hold it dear. And a lot of the stories have been passed down, holding reverence to the situation that we have become so privy with in the Americas. Hey, for y'all following me on TikTok, make sure y'all come over there to the YouTube. We'll shut this off. I just want to get it cracking over there for a little second. Okay. So I do got some film we're going to get into. We're going to pop up some footage. We're going to react to a little bit of these conversations because a lot of people think that our culture is underneath them. As a matter of fact, I was in a couple spaces yesterday and I seen a couple people in there that kind of, I don't know what drew me in there, and I don't even know how I even seen the spaces, but I happened to see it, right? And it was an African type joint. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm in there just listening. You know what I mean? I'm low key listening. But as I'm listening though, gang, these people start talking about Americans eating chicken, right? Americans eat chicken. That's the worst meat in the world. And then some couple motherfuckers was like, yeah, they talk about bush meat. Bush meat better than American food. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. They was literally caping for bush meat, man. I heard, listen, it's been on a couple different forums. They've been on Clubhouse, TikTok. This is like a new thing that they're pushing. Is bush meat is healthier than American meats. Let that sink in, family. For real, we got to get into some of this footage, man. Bush meat is better. Bush meat is better than American meats. Come on, man. Come on, man. Who the hell believes this shit? And that's why these people be fleeing in a rush with a barbecue hyena foot in their hand, ready to go, locked and loaded. So I'm gonna kind of play some of these forums. I think a couple of the people came in Tyreek Nasheed forum last night. So we're gonna get into it and play.
Didn't you call the other?
Yeah, that's correct.
What did we talk about?
I don't remember anymore. I mean, but I have something.
I remember something funny style. You said something real janky. I forgot what it was. Can you take your earphone off? Your earphone is real janky. So we need to hear you better. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, I had a question for you, Terry.
Much better. Yeah, what's on your mind?
So I think I heard you speaking about immigration earlier, you know, citizenship and these things, right? But I'm curious. I hear this spoken often on Twitter, but do you know, and I'm sure you know as a historian, why passports and visas were created?
Well, basically, track of who's who, right? Yeah, when somebody comes into a country, you need to keep track of them.
Yeah, but you do know that this was very opportunistically at the same time as decolonization.
Explain them.
Well, these things are fairly new concepts, passports and visas. I mean, people who went to America, they didn't apply for a visa to get there, right? These are things that were made in the 1900s.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I hear people like, you know, being a citizenship champion, right, toting your claim, this is just reinforcing neocolonialism and white supremacy. Because if you know,
how the hell is that reinforcing neo supremacy?
Beyond rights, toting your claim of being a
being a citizen.
citizenship champion, right? Toting your claim. This is just reinforcing neocolonialism and white supremacy. Because if you know why that these things were created, then you wouldn't be walking around toting that type of rhetoric.
Well, all countries have a passport system. Yeah.
Yes, they do. They do. But that was put in place, like I said, very opportunistically at the end of decolonization. So these were not made for no reason,
No,
Tariq.
no.
It's
It was made around World War. Wasn't it made around World War One?
yeah, World War One, World War Two. A lot of countries, lost, won. Some countries were released as new states,
Okay.
but they were put in place for a reason.
All right, let's unpack it.
I mean, let's be clear, man. Bush meat. So y'all gonna take a barbecue hyena foot over some jollof rice? That's y'all shit.
World War One, and
that's what y'all rocking with.
Over here, they had to halt immigration because you're having a world war. We couldn't have hostile people coming over here, possibly doing covert attacks. So you kind of had to watch who was.
And make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. Thumb up the video. Support the channel, man. It's your brother Aboriginal Power, the one and only, man. The hood journalist, man. The hood scientist. Copper Grizzly. Make sure y'all share the live stream. Check out my FBA, Aboriginal American Indian brothers and sisters, true cultures, and research. Make sure y'all share the live stream. Also, support the channel. Moderators, don't hesitate to drop the link if the family want to support.
So what's all that about?
Well, I mean, just in your example, that's very specific, but you don't think that the powers that be, right, when they lost their colonial territories, that it's funny that this new system was put in place to prevent anyone to access the extracted wealth back in the other countries by preventing access to migration? You don't find any correlation there?
Right.
No, I mean, all the countries in the world, they have a system where they come, who comes among them. Yeah,
yes, all of the countries in the world got this at the exact same time after World War One and World War Two.
And here's the thing: other countries, we allow more damn illegal immigration over. Other countries don't allow that shit. You can't go over to these other countries just walking in all willy-nilly like you do in the U.S.
Right.
All other countries, they don't play like that, do they?
Well, it depends where you're from. I mean, there's special treaties, of course, but I mean, all of this thing, I'm just trying to, get around to saying that it's not with any coincidence that this thing with passports and visas exist at the same time as decolonization. I think more people should look into that.
What the fuck is his point? Like, no bullshit. I'm not trying to, it's like he's spewing anti-black racist sentiments. Like, what is he talking about? Neo-colonism and we're supporting this, and what the fuck is he talking about? See, this is what we call tether babble, family. Or this is what we call TWT, time wasting tether tactics. All right, time wasting tether tactics. And that's what a lot of these people do, man. They come over here and just start a bunch of miscellaneous, pointless, going nowhere type of conversations. He has no point at all. Literally, just a time wasting tether. This shit is insane.
This thing with passports and visas exists at the same time as decolonization. I think more people
shout out to everybody that's in the building too, man. I see Bailey Oso done snuck in here. Navar's, UK, my brother, my African brother from across the pond. And we got Job Bricks in the building, man. Let me give Job Bricks a wrench. Well, I don't know why the hell my brother don't got a wrench in here. That's insane. We got to be more careful. Sorry about the stop of the video, y'all, but y'all know we just doing a little reaction to it. We got to make sure my brother Job Bricks is good to go. Salute to everybody that's in the building, man, too. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Turn up with us. We got 76 family members in here. We only got 49 likes. That's kind of bogus. Come on, family, turn up for me. We can do better on the likes, y'all. We can do better on the likes. Let's go.
Should look into that.
No, that's all right. Now you trying to guilt us into going along with stopping immigration so that you can stay over here in Minnesota somewhere? That sounds like a guilt trip you're trying to run on us, man.
Well, I'm just saying, Tariq, it's very funny. Like I said, all of these countries extracted an immense amount of wealth, and then they set up a system to where nobody else can realistically migrate to any of these countries where that extraction happened, unless they have, sufficient income and this and that and extra restrictions,
Really? So you're saying that's like colonization?
Well, I mean, like I said, the Americans who traveled to America, to build up the land, they didn't apply for a visa. At one point in America, immigration was good, and then at a certain point, it's considered bad.
So if all of that's so bad, how come over in Africa y'all don't give us no free citizenship without us having to bring a bag over?
I mean, I think there are some countries where you can claim.
Name one. It ain't Ghana. Name one.
I think I've heard of Ghana, but I'm not too sure on the exact policies. I mean, that's not something I look into.
It ain't Ghana. I told you, don't even tell the Ghana lie. It ain't Ghana. So what other country? None.
Right. They just be making up shit. Shout out to Smoke Signal in the building. Shut the live stream, gang.
Even a basic American income would qualify as sufficient income for the majority of African countries. So I don't think you're heavily restricted in that regard.
Yeah, we got to have money to go over there. We don't get no free citizenship. We don't get no easy track to citizenship over there.
Listen, let's be clear. People are not going over there getting any free benefits off of no other government. They don't allocate towards foreigners and shit like that. And we don't leave our country like that. You see what I'm saying? We got to understand that. We got to really, 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 really understand that we don't go to these people's countries. We rarely visit their shit, yet alone do we even get benefits from their government. These people come over here begging for our government assistance, but then talk shit about our government. They say, oh, America destroyed our country. They came and colonized our country, but yet you run to that country and beg them for assistance.
Extraction to then turn around and say,
but you ain't gonna talk over me. You can't sit here and point the finger at us, and y'all don't give us no citizenship over there unless we come over there with a bag. All right, y'all can't point the finger. Y'all worse because y'all can come over here with $2 and whack hide, like you always say.
Right.
We can't go over there with $2. Okay, y'all the worst. Y'all tell us to kick rocks. So don't come wagging your finger over here to us. Y'all the main ones ain't giving nobody no damn dual citizenship at all. So don't try. Why are you trying to shame us?
Well, I'm not shaming. I was just bringing some light to a topic that I don't think many people see correlation in, but a lot of people run around and I don't think they know what they're really doing.
Same thing you're being accusatory of. Y'all do the same thing to us. All right? Y'all do the same thing. And we ain't even tripping. We're not tripping. All right, we're cool. We thought, hey, we get dual citizenship. We go over there and build. Y'all ain't trying to do that. And we got to go over there with all types of money. And then we go over there and get finessed. Man, please. Yeah. Anyway, X,
$2 to whack hard. And listen, a lot of them people do be in Texas, though. Like I said, it's a heavy African presence in Texas, and it's starting to be a heavy African presence in Atlanta as well, and in the Georgia area. And they're slowly trying to blend in with our people. They're trying to dress like you. They're trying to talk like you. And this is the importance of delineating from these people. We're not connected to these people. We're not involved with these people. We're not helping these people out if they're not trying to get involved and bring something to the table, because they've been eating off the backs and off the plates of Aboriginal, indigenous, FBA Americans since they came here, without giving no respect, no credence, no nothing. So we don't need nobody to eat off our plate. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like we need nobody to do that. And so with that, we've been delineating over the last few years, and it's been a huge impact on the immigrant class because a lot of their motives and a lot of their rallies and a lot of their motivation usually stem from us motivating them. You know what I'm saying? Us sparking that interest, us sparking that flame, you know what I'm saying, that energy. But yeah, man, let's get back to the bushmeat conversation. Man, hit that like button with the video support.
Anything else, sir?
You got it. We'll chop it up.
There you go. Now go chop up some of that bushmeat and get your ass on somewhere. All right. The hell, the nerve. The goddamn nerve, man.
Look, he talked
Yeah,
about
don't let them run that Ghana lie. Well, Ghana, nothing. Ghana, you gotta still have a bag. And they don't give you real citizenship. They give you a right to abode. And then they give everybody, East Indians, everybody some damn dual citizenship under certain circumstances. All right. Okay, let's get Ripple. Let's get Ripple in the building. Ripple in the building.
Hi, Tariq, right?
Yes,
Tariq. All right. Hi. I don't know. I feel like you didn't give the last speaker enough opportunity to explain his opinions, but that's my opinion.
No, he started.
Girl, bye. He had more than enough time on her to talk with Tariq Nasheed. I think the brother spoke for at least, he spoke for at least 7 to 8 minutes. That's quite longer than the other people that come on. And he didn't make any valid or critical or articulate point within his discussion. It was a pointless conversation. He had more than enough time. He had adequate amount of time to be able to convey what he needed to say. Point blank, period. And then now we got this African bed wench coming up here to protect him.
Explain. I'm not going to let him explain and
Defend
babble.
him.
Yeah, he got what he said off. He said what he needed to say, but he was going to try to explain and babble. We don't do that here. Now, what part of East Africa are you from, ma'am?
I'm from Nigeria. I'm from West Africa.
Okay. How long you been living in New York?
I haven't been to New York before. I just came on this space to speak about something else. I don't have any concerns.
What part of New York you from? Because the reason he asked that is not because he knows that she's from New York. We know that they're not in Africa, which is my point. Nobody hates Africa more than Africans. Think about it. Nobody hates Africa more than Africans. That's just a fact. You feel what I'm saying?
How long you been living in New York?
I haven't been to New York before. I just came on this space to speak about something else. I don't have any concerns with New York. Sorry?
What part of the U.S. are you living in now?
I am not living in the U.S. I don't have any business with the U.S. right now.
Oh, you're in the U.K.?
Yes.
Okay. What's your question? Go ahead.
So I'm trying to understand the fundamental point of this space without having any underlining.
What is the fundamental point of this space? Is she serious? Hey, UK, I'm gonna have you come on in a second because I want you to speak up because you're one of the few brothers that's from the African lineage that ride with us. So I want you to be able to come speak because not all Africans act like this. So shout out to my brother UK.
Go ahead.
So I'm trying to understand the fundamental point of this space without having any underlining tones in my voice, because the last speaker, like I said, he was actually making some points that were very valid, and then in your opinion he was babbling, and so you didn't let him speak. But I'm trying to understand why you didn't get him the opportunity to speak.
Okay, he said that because what he was trying to do is kind of shame us into going along with allowing unchecked immigration. He was saying that passports and visas was a part of colonialism and all of this stuff. It was an extension of colonialism. And I pointed out.
Oh, my bad, UK. Ain't you African? I thought you was from Africa, gang. My bad. I thought you was my brother from across the pond that was African. My apologies, brother. My apologies. That nigga about snapped on me in the chase. Said, nigga, I'm not African. My bad, huh? My bad. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I fucked up. I thought you was fam. Don't snap on me, fam. It's all good.
That all countries have an immigration process and visas, and you need passports. And those African countries are very strict on immigration as far as foundational Black Americans going over there. They don't let us go over there for shit unless we have a bag of money. So I thought,
my bad, UK, my bad. Sorry, Emperor. Shout out to the copper color goddess. You understand me? My bad. I'm talking about my brother Yeed right here. My bad. You say I could easily confuse y'all too. Shout out to Yeed. That's my brother from across the pond. You know what's good. I need you to tap in a second. Yeed, come talk to him.
It was kind of hypocritical. So he started babbling, and I said, okay, we'll go ahead and close that conversation out. Now, did I say?
Can I ask you a few more questions for a second so that I can understand where you're coming from? Because when you say they on your perspective, are you referring to yourself as a citizen or yourself as part of a government process or the government separate from the citizens?
I'm lost. What do you mean? I'm lost. You lost me on that one. I don't get what you're asking me.
You're making statements about yourself as part of group mind, and you're saying they, when you're speaking for yourself and you use the word they, are you speaking about yourself as a citizen, or are you speaking about the government? Because when he was speaking, that's the last speaker now, he was referring to the government, not the citizens. So from that perspective, from a government perspective, there are some things that I think he was trying to say, and you didn't give him the opportunity to. So that's why I'm guessing.
Okay, sweetie. A lot of y'all West Africans, y'all look at the government as like some kind of boogeyman. The government or the government. The government that's the citizens. The citizens are the government. You make the government. The citizens are the government.
Inferior reality, because that's not the case in every country. I'm sorry. I don't think that's the case in every country. And your perspective of the government may not be the same as someone whose right to suffrage is not the same as yours. So I'm just trying to say that perspectives are different, and people who are part of the diaspora as opposed to people who are foundational Black Americans have different experiences. So I don't think you gave him enough opportunity to explain where he was coming from, because as a matter of fact, if you're talking about passport and visas from a government perspective, then what he has some truth to it. There is some light to it. As a matter of fact, there are some restrictions that were placed as a result of visas and passports that were as a result of neocolonialism.
What? Every country has a freaking passport system. Is she stupid?
And as a matter of fact, there are some restrictions that were placed as a result of visas and passports that were as a result of neocolonialism. And when you say he or they don't give out free passports, they don't give out free.
Roger W. Reclassified Black Indian. Superman. I see y'all. Hit that like button as y'all come in, family. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Appreciate y'all.
Because you've not lived in Africa, I'm assuming. You've not experienced that.
See, she thinking people just Googling stuff about Africa. No, we have conversations with real Africans. We have conversations with real continental Africans, and they explain their sentiments. You see what I'm saying? See, she just assumed that our people are not well traveled. That's what they assume. They'll say, well, obviously, I take it you never been to Africa. They think that our people just a bunch of hood booger boos who don't travel. We're very well traveled most of the part from Black Americans that want to travel. I know I visited the continent of Africa. I visited Europe. I've been to a few different places outside of America. Do I ever want to go back? No, it sucks. The food sucks, the culture sucks, the people sucks, the language sucks, the land sucks, nigga. Straight up. I haven't seen, no, I ain't gonna lie, it was a few decent little spots in various different places I went.
And the reason why I say the perspective for how the government is different from the people is different is because you've not lived in Africa, I'm assuming. You've not experienced that before. I'm just assuming from the things that you were saying. And even for you to conclude to say, go cut up your bushmeat, do you know how healthy bushmeat is? So you're saying that from a place of ignorance, in my opinion. I don't
Man,
Do you see the shit I be talking about? Do we know how healthy bushmeat is? Yes, it's very, very unhealthy. It may cause AIDS, Ebola, Zika virus. And when they come check your shit at these airports, when y'all sneak in these bushmeat uh, buckets, you know what I'm saying? The hazmat crew come out and checking y'all bag. You see, you can't even be around bushmeat unless you got a hazmat suit on. Matter of fact, why ain't there no healthy physicians and YouTubers that's promoting a healthy alternative living by bushmeat? You ain't never seen no alternative living talk about bushmeat, man. That is crazy. Let's continue.
things that you were saying. And even for you to conclude to say, go cut up your bushmeat, do you know how healthy bushmeat is? So you're saying that from a place of ignorance, in my opinion.
Man,
I don't understand.
How healthy is bushmeat?
How healthy is bushmeat? It's bushmeat, like that's literally the word bushmeat. It's grown in the forest. It's close to nature where you have more oxygen. I don't understand. Like it's just normal. It's more healthy than chicken.
And
chicken is grown in the farm.
How come y'all don't have Kentucky Fried bushmeat stores then?
Kentucky Fried bushmeat takes the cake. Kentucky Fried bushmeat? Why y'all don't got no Kentucky Fried bushmeats? Oh, fucking on the floor.
It's grown in the farm.
How come y'all don't have Kentucky Fried bushmeat stores then?
Because we don't have anywhere called Kentucky here, and the only reason why McDonald's and the rest of the other
the
Legos food,
Legos Fried bushmeat. Where are all the bushmeat restaurants, ma'am?
We've got Legos restaurant. Have you heard of that one?
Okay, is it Legos Fried bushmeat?
Why would we call a restaurant after the name of the food? That's not African culture.
That's literally what people do. If you have a steak restaurant, it's Outback Steakhouse. If you have a chicken restaurant, it's Kentucky Fried Chicken, Popeye's Chicken.
In the US, maybe, but not in other places.
If you're saying bushmeat is so good, how come they don't have Abasola's bushmeat barn or whatever, or the bushmeat buffet? If it's so good,
the bushmeat buffet. Yeah, he is frying her. How many people literally think that bushmeat is a healthier alternative than fish and chicken in America? Think about it, family. These people are up here defending barbecue hyena feet, honey roasted giraffe neck served over rice. Y'all defending that? Steamed rice with a little bit of boiled rat on top. See, bushmeat can't be healthy.
Abasola's bushmeat barn or whatever, or the bushmeat buffet. If it's so good, how come y'all don't have bushmeat restaurants, dear?
Like I said, that is your culture or the culture.
Yeah, you're right. Like the sister you said in the chat, UK. She said this lady is in the UK. But you talking about we hate Africa. You hate Africa so much you left and went to the UK on your own. You said, I don't want no more pickled porcupines. You feel what I'm saying? Sun roasted meerkat. You know what I'm saying? Baby back monkey hips. You feel what I'm saying? We ain't got no baby back ribs. We got baby back monkey hips. You don't want none of that. You went over there to the beans and toast and blood sausages for the morning. That's what you went over there for, man.
Like I said, that is your culture or the culture that you're used to. Now, culture is obviously a geographical thing first, And when you go to different places, they don't do the things the same way. You've got places like Calabar Pots. You've got places like Mama's Kitchen. We don't name restaurants after the main meal or the meal that is so healthy. That is not our culture as Africans.
That's kind of what you're supposed to do, right?
Supposed to. I'm sorry, that's not true. You're supposed to do what you think is right for you, and then someone else is supposed to do what they think is right for them, not what you think is right for them.
But if the bushmeat is so healthy, and how come it's not really working for you? How come y'all don't have any?
We still eat them. I'm sorry, how did you say it's not working for us? In what perspective are you saying that from? The original conversation that we're having has to do with travel and immigration, and how the last speaker was not given an opportunity to explain his thoughts, in my opinion. And now we're talking about bushmeat.
Yeah, but you telling me that boiled monkey hips are somehow healthy. I don't get it, man.
Bushmeat is not boiled. Where do you get your information from? You sound like you're not like reading
that's
for
what,
yourself.
Ma'am, I get it from you and your others. Y'all sit up. That's
Me
what
and my others, we haven't spoken before. If you
Yeah,
want to speak generally, say
saying how healthy bushmeat is. That bushmeat is monkey hips and meerkat bones, and that's what bush is. Animals in the bush.
Tariq, that's not true. Stop like being happy in your ignorance.
Man,
that's not
she's
true.
Mad as fuck.
Bushmeat is not monkey hips. Bushmeat is antelope. Bushmeat is wild rabbits. Bushmeat is sometimes some people even eat snake and call it bushmeat. There are different things in different cultures that are referred to as bushmeat. There's no such thing as monkey hips. Where are you getting that from?
Y'all eat monkeys. I've seen people eat monkeys from
You've seen people eat monkeys. Where are they? Like, do they come out publicly to claim that they eat bush meat and it's like monkey? That's not the same thing as bushmeat.
It is. That's monkeys are in the bush.
Yeah. Do we eat lion then? Will you call that bushmeat? Lions in the bush. So you see that by your own thinking, you're not like, I'm trying to tell you that you're being a bit closed up in your thinking. You're the only host of this space.
God, I'm listening.
Which means
you just
said that monkeys,
ma'am. I'm sorry, I'm mute. Y'all don't want you to talk over me, but ma'am, you just told me how delicious and healthy bushmeat is.
Right.
And I'm like, okay.
You just said that bushmeat is healthy. Then when we start talking about monkeys, you gonna say that ain't bushmeat. Bitch, don't it come out the bush? Then they come out the forest, my nigga. What is going on? She the one brought it up and said it's healthy. That's insane to me, man. How can the lady bring up bushmeat and then defend bushmeat, but then get mad when we talk about bushmeat? That's insane to me.
You thought you're being a bit closed up in your thinking. You're the only host of this space.
God, I'm
listening. Which means
ma'am. I'm sorry, I'm mute. Y'all don't want you to talk over me, but ma'am, you just told me how delicious and healthy bushmeat is. And I'm like, okay, you're talking about meerkat thighs and other rodents and other animals that's in the bush. That's what it is, literally. That's why people, when y'all go to the airport and y'all have that bush meat, they have to bring out the hazmat suits. Yeah, you understand? And I'm not making this up. They have to bring out hazmat suits because of the possible diseases that this bush has, man. And you telling me how healthy it is?
Yes, like I said, in terms of nutritional value, it's much more healthy than.
As term of nutritional value, it's more healthy. Bushmeat has more nutritional health than our food, than soul food. Is this bitch tripping, bro? Like, what the fuck is wrong with her, man? Bushmeat is healthier than American meat, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with her, guy?
Hazmat suits because of the possible diseases that this bush has, man. And you telling me how healthy it is?
Yes, like I said, in terms of nutritional value, it's much more healthy than your average like farm-grown chicken. As it has to do with the zoonatical side of things in terms of like whether or not it has being exposed to more vulnerable in terms of human beings now, more things that will be vulnerable for the human health. Yes, that's why you cook things. You cannot go and take live animal and cook it. Now, if I'm talking about the nutritional value, you said not to speak over you. Can I ask the same?
Okay, ma'am, you're not really selling us on the healthy bush meat.
I'm not selling you nothing other than what I was saying previously. Now you've taken the conversation.
Whenever we see people eating the bush meat, they don't really look that healthy. There's always somebody with jaundice eyes and they're ashy and there's flies all over them. They don't look like the picture of health, ma'am, when they're eating bush meat.
Wow.
And I'm not even being mean-spirited, but you never see somebody buff and strong sitting up there eating a rat sandwich.
You never see a bodybuilder. He said you never see a buff, strong nigga eating a rat sandwich. I'm fucking weak, bro. I've never seen nobody strong eating a monkey hip. You know what I'm saying? Or hippo lips on a hoagie roll. That's one of the favorite. I heard that's a delicacy in some place. Roasted hippo lips on a hoagie roll. You know what I'm saying? With a little coleslaw.
You never see somebody buff and strong sitting up there eating a rat sandwich from the damn bush. Yeah, okay. You're just not selling the soap, ma'am. And I'm not trying to be mean, but do you hear yourself, man? This doesn't sound good. It doesn't really sound good, beloved. Yeah.
All right, Terry, can you not speak over me
ahead.
if you're trying not to be monopolistic about the space? Because like I said, you sound like someone who's gotten information from propagandist media, if I'm being honest. You've never been to Africa, can I confirm that?
No, I have. I've been to Africa. Yes, I have.
Where and when did you visit? When did you visit?
I have been to Egypt, I've been to Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa, and
see, look, that's the second time saying that she think that he ain't went to Africa. Listen, man, we got 96 people in here. Let's get a few people to share the live stream. Let's get a few people to support the movement, man. We should be at least at 85 likes, family. Can we get up to 85 likes? Shout out to everybody listening in on Instagram as well. Shout out to everybody listening in on Instagram. Make sure y'all come subscribe to the channel, man. If y'all listening on other platforms outside of YouTube, make sure y'all come subscribe to YouTube channel, Aboriginal Power on YouTube, family. All right. Drop them fire emojis if y'all in the building with me. Where my Americans at in the building? Where's my Americans at in the building? Whether you have FBA, Aboriginal, or American Indian. Where they at? Drop them fire emojis. Where the squad?
Can I confirm that?
No, I have. I've been to Africa. Yes, I have.
Where and when did you visit? When did you visit?
I have been to Egypt. I've been to Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa, and Zimbabwe.
All right. And on your visits, did you have any reason to see anyone eating anything that you thought was bushmeat, that you thought was unhealthy for them?
South Africa, I did. Now in Zimbabwe, no. The food in Zimbabwe is very, very good, very good. But I did when I was in the townships, and I went to many townships in South Africa. Yeah, they were grilling up some very questionable meats. They were grilling up some things that had tails and claws, and I couldn't quite make out what it was. But I wasn't.
You can finish. I can ask my question.
I wasn't the judge. That's all. It looked like, what some of the shit was, but I knew it had claws and then a tail. I couldn't kind of make out what it was, and I wasn't gonna eat it. So more power to them. So I wasn't judging, but go ahead.
Okay, you do sound like you're judging because tails and claws are things that are common with you've got claws in the form of nails, or you got fingernails or claws. So that's funny.
And I'm not eating niggas either. So that's the thing. If a motherfucker got claws, I'm not really trying to eat them, a human either. So,
all right. Back to your experience in South Africa.
Yes.
Was that the Zulu people? Was that people that? How did you experience that? Because with what you're saying now, someone's going to think it's it's the truth. When in fact, I've been to South Africa multiple times, so I've never seen anyone do what you're saying.
Ma'am, you even said that bushmeat. You eat bushmeat. You said it's healthy. So you know they eat it. So yes. You think
Bushmeat, like I said, the word bushmeat is a generic term used to describe animals that are grown in the wild
right.
and that are sourced from the wild and not necessarily grown in your backyard or in the farm.
Okay, then that's fine. I'm not. Your culture is your culture. If you want to,
All right, so but like that's not
Right. Your culture is your culture. You eat bushmeat. You said it's healthier than American food. Why you're so in defense when we talk about it? Okay, it's healthier. Go eat a motherfucking a monkey arm. It's healthy. Go ahead. I'm gonna do the chicken wing. You do the monkey arm.
in your backyard or in the farm.
okay, then that's fine. I'm not. Your culture is your culture. If you want to,
All right, so but like that.
Nah, this is hyena foot. This is 3 roasted barbecue hyena feet.
That's not what we're talking about now. Me answering all of these things that have to do with bushmeat is literally for yourself and the thousands or how many people? Yeah, the thousands of people here who
I'm
are
not.
ignorant.
We're not.
Nothing else.
We're not judging, but sweetie. If you want to eat leopard McNuggets, knock yourself.
Your judgment has nothing to.
Leopard McNuggets is crazy work, gang. Leopard McNuggets might go for the top 5. Come on, Alabama. Hey, you want some leopard McNuggets?
So Bap, I only have one question about this back and forth with the bushmeat. Wherever they are, do they ship bushmeat to where they have fled?
They try to.
I mean, if it's so healthy.
They try to, and most of the time it gets stopped by customs, which I'm gonna pull up a video of. It gets stopped by customs. They got to pull out hazmat suits and everything, man. The whole 9. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Which I heard Tariq say that would be because of biological things, foreign substance, etc. That's the whole point of having the hazmat protection when you're crossing borders. We also have the situation of exotic animals. Aren't they always constantly confiscating and jailing people?
Yeah.
So where is the market for bushmeat for exportation?
I think you can find it in Mexico. As a matter of fact, I've seen a video that you can go to a restaurant in Mexico and order a lion burger. You only allow like a certain amount of ounces of it because anything over that could possibly kill you due to the type of shit that's inside of the meat. But yeah, you can eat a lion burger.
Shit, that sounds like the delicacies of a blowfish. You know that shit kills you in Japan,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, that shit'll kill you.
But they pay exorbitant amounts of money for something that is actual toxic and poisonous. But I'm not saying this to cast aspersions against. I'm saying to any African who is Pan-African. No, I'm talking about the concept of what she's on, because she's sitting there arguing, according to someone in the chat, from England. Where is she identifying her Africanness, her African origin, her African culture, her African country? And whenever you're saying that not in Africa, you're a hypocrite. I thought that's the whole point of the title of the show, that who's more anti-African than so-called African? And they don't call themselves Africans in Africa, though, either, do they? They don't refer to themselves as African on the continent.
Somebody said skunk meat and possum is bush meat.
Okay, so the bushes, the forest, or the jungle? Which is the bush that we're using as the definition of bush meat? Because once you're grass fed, that's domesticated, right?
Yeah.
So the land is cleared and it's cultivated. So what's the difference between bush and grass fed?
That's a good question. I guess what the animals are eating and how they raise, right? If you eat,
is that the difference between savage and cultivated?
I would have to say
wild. What do we call it here?
Somebody said
when it's wild meat. Somebody said when you go out hunting. You go out hunting. That's game, right? They call that meat gamey. What's the difference between gamey meat and grass fed? or free range. I'm just throwing out some terms here on what's, marketing terms for people consuming, which, by the way, everything we're discussing flesh and carcasses. We're not discussing fruits and vegetables. So what is healthy then? That's my next question about what is
First of
healthy.
all,
But go
they
ahead,
ain't
cook, brother, cook.
Yeah, most times them people that eat bush meat, you won't see no vegetables on their plate. They hardly got vegetables. Do you see a vegetable on this plate?
I thought that was spaghetti, but you said that was
Yeah, that
hyena
was
hoof,
a hyena hoof
or
with some jollof
or the
rice.
meerkat from the meerkat and a what is that? Wild boar? What was it? Pumbaa, Timba, and Pumbaa, or Timon
Yeah,
from
Tuna
Simba
Matata.
and the
That's
Lion King.
that's the Tuna Matata meal. You can go and get that out.
So you got no worries. I ain't got no worries. But my
That's
point I'm
called
saying,
soul
Bap,
food. Not
but
soul food, soul food.
what I'm saying, Bap, is that they all brag about their cultural origins, right?
Right,
Then by definition, you have fled that culture.
right.
You don't transport the culture with you. You do what when you're in Europe, England, United States? What do? Now, by the way, the ironic thing is we're probably the only culture that allows them to actually bring and express their cuisine. That's back to my point about, well, what are you exporting and importing
Right.
to
Yeah,
bring your
sister,
culture
this
with you?
is live.
But
This
cook,
is
brother,
live.
cook, brother.
Yeah, this is live, Auntie. For sure. Shout out to Epic, shout out to Enemies Public, shout out to Belioso, Armani Bay in the building, Hiker. We got the squad in here. Shout out to everybody in the building. I just want the dialogue with Alabama because I know he always adds some good sentiments to the conversation. But these people are more discouraged uh, about them and their homeland than we even say anything about them. Like they say that we hate Africa. That's one of the things when we talk about bush meat, when we talk about the kids with the big bellies and the flies around them and shit. They say, "Oh, you hate Africa."
Okay, let's pause on that point. Let's
But like
stop.
I,
Let's
like
so
I
that we
said,
don't sound like we're mocking. No,
nobody hates
I
Africa.
got you, young blood. But my point is, again, there is no USAID coming from Europe to America. There's no, what organization can you even show comparatively from any continent, Europe, Asia, Africa, even our neighbors to the south, for US aid that goes across the world? What is the point of that program and that outreach?
I'm not for sure.
Well, we do still see today, though, like you said, the Ethiopian baby used to make a statement. This is what we get from 10 cents a day. And that goes back to All in the Family in the 70s when Sally Struthers showed those Ethiopian babies with flies around their mouths. Now, who has held up other nations and other cultures in any fashion similar as the United States through deceiving the American that he or she has African ancestry? Don't y'all understand that? That's the only reason the program exists, is people have convinced us that we were brought here from Africa. Now, the disrespect and the ungrateful attitude is we've actually put, I'd say, trillions, certainly hundreds of billions of dollars since, let's just say, the civil rights movement. 1965 is 60 years ago. All of these programs, the Peace Corps, USA, Voice of America, Radio Free Europe. By the way, Radio Free Europe was started during World War II. The Marshall Plan. Do you understand what I'm saying about?
Yeah, I do.
Give me examples. Give me one example in the reverse, done from everywhere or anywhere, that we, the United States government, through taxing the Indian who should not be taxed, tell me what program has come to help here. I'll wait.
Right. No, that's absolutely right. I'm gonna get and there's so many examples. I mean, there's so little examples. Nobody has done what we've done, and nobody has been unfortunately forced to accept these classifications and mislabelings and inserted artificial history about one. We're the only one has went through those endured things. And listen, Sister Beth, you done asked that like 3 times. It is live. You understand me? It's not a playback, my nigga. As a matter of fact, before we go, we're gonna get into this next clip. We're gonna get right back into the heat. We'll be right back into this.
This is the soil of Florida, not Africa, not Europe, not no damn fantasy. This the mark of Moctezuma. We ain't never been no damn slaves. We was prisoners of war. And y'all still out here claiming that title like it's your birthright. You know where the word slave come from? Slavic, from over there, Slavonia. You from there? Nah, you from right here, from these lands. Moctezuma's blood, the sovereigns of Anahuac. So get it through your head, royalty, not no damn slave. Of the true sovereigns of these lands. Y'all better get it right. Look at all that. All this land. That's ours. We've been here.
They built this on stolen land, tried to hide the roots, cover the soil with lies. But we still here.
They call me a Moor, but I am not from across the Atlantic. I am of this land, Saturiona. So tell me, where ICE gon' deport you when you from right here, huh? The clouds. Ain't no borders when this whole land your inheritance. So get it through your head, you royalty, not no damn slave. Y'all gon' get it one way or another. We ain't never been no damn slaves. We ain't going nowhere neither. This the mark of Moctezuma, of Anahuac, of the true sovereigns of these lands. Y'all better get it right.
Ain't no borders when this whole land your inheritance. They gon' deport you back to your own soil. Now let that marinate.
Shout out to everybody in the building, man. How y'all like that? How do y'all like that? Y'all let me know.
Did you put that together, Bap?
Nah, one of the good buddies of mine. One of the good buddies of mine. Shout out to them.
So what my point is, again, whether people listen to this old nigga or not, it's a simple question. Stop making fraudulent arguments when there's not a comparison. The argument is based on things that are equal. Okay? There has to be reciprocity. If there has been no campaign to support, here's some ironic shit though, brother. As I just pointed out, all those different programs that have gone to other places all over the world, those governments don't support their people here. It's called remittance. The money is taken from here, sent back to those fucking governments.
Well, I'm gonna tell you a lot of reasons. Well, it ain't even sent back to their government. They sneak and hide it back to their personal families. A lot of the government got them on the list not to come back because a lot of these people that's African over here done told or snitch or work with the United States government to go against their government. And so they get immunity. And
you mean propping up these strongmen and these dictators and all of these developing
that's why they moved them
nations?
to Texas and DC and these various different places, Langley, Virginia, shit like that.
So these are people. Some of these people,
right,
are getting their 30 pieces of silver, like Judas Iscariot, for betraying their own people, their own immediate families, their cultures,
right,
and their governments that they come from. Or, well, here's the flip side of the coin, Bap. They are refugees seeking asylum, running from the same government that they say are oppressing them. I'm sorry, bro. I'm confused. Which is it? And that's ultimate self-hatred. Your government oppressing you so you can run over here and tell me I ain't shit. And I'm showing hate towards you when I've opened my doors, opened my arms, underwriting your government in 2 different ways. Because we're sending aid to the people, supposedly. That's what USAID. And we have actual funding supporting and propping up the government itself that is stealing from the people. Because isn't that the other thing that you hear too, Bap?
Right.
So the money doesn't get to the people. The money gets to the criminals in those countries. And they continue to oppress the people which then keeps creating a cycle of refugees running over here. I mean, I'm confused, brother. Straighten this old nigga out.
I'm just as much as confused as you are too, because their sentiments is often the government. To them, the government is the big bad wolf. That's our government, especially the ones who colonized, took over, exploit, and colonized these people. Uh, but yet they run over here to that same government that they cry about and ask and beg them for assistance. I think it's insane to me. I have no
Dangling benefits.
Yeah.
Setting up shop in it. They don't go and set up shop in those white communities.
Nope.
That supposedly are their benefactors.
Right.
But they come set up shop in our community, talk shit about us, and not help us overthrow the white oppressor here, but they ran from their white oppressor. You pan goofy motherfucker. Go ahead, Pat. You got it, man. Keep going.
No, you're right. We're gonna get back into it though. Let's get back into the conversation. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Hit that like button, thumb up the video. And like I said, support the channel, family. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Not judging, sweetie. If you want to eat leopard McNuggets, knock yourself.
Your judgment has nothing to. It doesn't move me whether you judge me or not. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying to you that the person who was speaking before me, right, the gentleman or the gentle person, he or they were talking about something that had to do with immigration in today's age, and how that is a result or one of the results of colonialism, and you didn't give him the opportunity to explain himself. And I think it's because you're taking monopoly of your own space. You're the host. There's no co-host. You're not allowing anyone who has any dissenting views to speak. So that's why I came up here to ask the point of this space without any judgment. I'm just wondering curiously because I like to learn.
Right, man. My thing is I don't mind dissenting views, but I don't like just babbling and explaining because that wastes time, and audience like this, they get very bored with it. You kind of have to, he have to get to the point. He wasn't getting to the point and he was just kind of talking in circles, and we didn't want that to happen. But you know what I do want, since you are sister, I want to have my other sister come and join the conversation because she's putting a request in the queue. I want to get Love I
Hey man, let's get a few people to hit that like button. We got 113 in here listening to us right now on YouTube. Let's get these likes up to 100. We're 5 away from 100 likes. And let's get a few people to support the channel. We haven't had one outstanding Aboriginal, FBA, or American Indian to support the channel. Don't be bogus. Y'all were letting these foreigners out support y'all. Don't do that now. It's a bad look on y'all. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that.
up in here. I don't, Love, I'm trying to add you, dear. Okay, Love, I was trying to add you. I don't know why I couldn't add you. I wanted to have you hop in the conversation. But now the immigration thing, I think his narrative about immigration was basically us as foundational Black Americans. We should not support immigration restrictions. That's what his narrative was. That's why I didn't want him to babble. I wanted him to just come through the center and just say what he meant. He wanted us to really stand behind more immigration over here. And I think he was trying to use a shaming tactic, saying if we support restrictions on immigration, that makes us more like the colonizers. That's what his narrative was really about, right?
Okay, that's all right. That's fine. I just think you didn't need to go down the whole Bushmeat thing now, because a lot of listeners on this section are very.
Look, she's so mad about that bushmeat, and she the one that brought it up. She brought up bushmeat. She said, "Oh, y'all like to talk about bushmeat, and oh yeah, bushmeat is a healthier alternative." Now that she got barbecue with the facts about bushmeat, now she wants us just to go away from this conversation. These people are pathetic, man. These people are totally pathetic, gang. For real.
That's fine. I just think you didn't need to go down the whole Bushmeat thing now, because a lot of listeners on this section are very. I think a lot of people need to read and learn from themselves rather than going to Google and doing a random search and tagging me with pictures that have no meaning to the conversation that we're having. That's not for you, Tariq. People that are tagging me, they know themselves.
Hold on. Okay, let me get my sister Love I Am in here. This is Love I Am. Hop on, beloved.
Yeah, so what I've found is that a lot of these people, they are coming from, they have like an ethnocentric perspective. So she was going to overvalue his submission because he too was African or whatever. But what he was saying was disingenuous, because if you go with the transatlantic slave trade narrative, then you do understand that the African would have been directly responsible for the dispossession of the people that were taken, that were actually sold into captivity.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't make sense for them to try to create this morally pretentious, disingenuous argument about us, um like not being in support of what you just said about the immigration, because they're not offering us any land or any opportunities or industry over in Africa. So they're just some, they're grifters. And they both did the same thing because they really just want to come and superimpose their perspective on us. And their, a relationship with them requires that we overvalue them, value them more than we value ourselves. That's why everything that she was doing was trying to get you into like a subordinate type of position within the conversation, where you would then overvalue what they had to say, which is absolutely nothing.
Right.
They need to go home.
There it is. Thank you so much, love. Thank you so much. Yeah, Miss Ripple, I was gonna let them say what they had to say. And then she started talking about how healthy bushmeat is, but they killed me with that. Bushmeat is good for you, nigga. Okay, nah, okay. Lord.
Hey, I'm gonna drop the link in the panel too. So if anybody want to come on, y'all can come on. I'm allow everybody that want to come on after this.
So whenever they
is over.
When they catch them coming through the
link.
airport with that luggage full of bushmeat, they got to put on hazmat suits. Or they don't know what diseases are in that damn meat. Go look at footage of them getting bushmeat and intercepting bushmeat at the airport. Man, these people put on all types of toxic waste uniforms so they don't want to get that them bushmeat germs on them. Man, it is not healthy. Let's be very clear. It ain't healthy at all. You know, don't let them fool you. It is good for you. It has vitamins, nigga. No, it don't. Why are the people eating it so skinny and malnutrition? Look, you never see healthy people eating bushmeat. All right, I'm not even being mean, but don't just give me the material. Just hand the shit to me on a platter. Now, come on. We didn't see videos. You won't never see nobody buff and strong sitting up there eating some cheetah feet. You don't see that. There's always somebody with peppercorn hair, skinny with their rib cage showing, and flies on them, and ashy feet, sitting up there eating some meerkat sloppy Joe. No, that shit is not healthy. I'm not trying to beat up on nobody, but damn. God. Bless her heart. I'm somebody was like, "Oh, you being mean?" I'm not being mean, but don't sit here and tell me bushmeat is healthy. Come on now, come on. Now, where's the bushmeat restaurants? We don't name the restaurants after the food. You just got to come in and guess what we're serving. What? What is she saying? Say they don't name the restaurants after the food. So how the hell you know what you're gonna eat if you don't know what kind of restaurant it is? What is that? Come on, they just be saying anything. You just go to the restaurant and find out what you're gonna eat when you get there. You kind of have to know what you're gonna eat, right? Oh Lord, like we got today's special.
Hear me, Tariq?
I can hear you, dear. What's happening? What's up?
I just wanted to let her know. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. According to the CDC and the World Health Organization, so animals like monkeys, chimpanzees, bats, and rats, porcupines, that's bushmeat. That's linked to monkeypox, Ebola, HIV. It could carry
Yeah,
parasites, bacteria, and anthrax. That's banned here. So, and it's banned here. I'm hoping that you can hear me
I
because
can.
of the threat of passing it off to people. So she's completely wrong, and I land because I have a bad connection. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Yeah, see, I didn't want to go there with it though, because yeah, Nikki hit it right on the money. I didn't want to hurt her feelings by bringing up a lot of the HIV, Ebola, a lot of them damn diseases are associated with that damn bushmeat. Yeah, bushmeat. I don't. It ain't healthy. You understand? That shit ain't healthy at all. The animals. We got little animals over here that got rabies and all types of shit that you ain't supposed to be messing with. Can you imagine what's in the bush over there? You ain't supposed to be eating that shit. Huh? Let's be real. I ain't trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean at all. But damn, come on, just don't be saying anything. Yeah. And she's trying to make it seem like they got restaurants over there with a little secret menu of bushmeat. No, no, that ain't true. That ain't true at all. You're not gonna go to no upscale restaurant and they got a secret menu. Yes, we have some rhinoceros ribs with some tangy barbecue sauce that you're gonna really love. You just try this. She act like they got a secret menu. Yes, yes. I'm here at this restaurant. I don't know. It looks interesting. What do you have? Oh, okay. What's today? Thursday? Okay. Oh, we got a great menu. Um, the Thursday. Now we got some ugusi. We got some ugusi with some porcupine tails, and we got some warthog liver that has a little A1 sauce on it. You're gonna love it. I mean, no, no, Lord. I got a Pia. The Africans are coming in now. They're mad. Now, Pia. We got a Pia. Pia hopped in. I can see the anger. His picture looks angry. His picture came in looking at, Apia, you jumped in. What's up, Apia?
Tariq, it's you again, talking about bushmeat.
That's your girl, man. She said it was healthy.
I mean, bushmeat is the most organic meal you can have.
Lord, gee.
Um, I told you the other day, why
More bush meat defending niggas, man.
Tariq, it's you again, talking about bushmeat.
That's your girl, man. She said it was healthy.
I mean, bushmeat is the most organic meal you can have.
Lord, gee.
Um, I told you the other day, why folks pick up their guns, they go to the bush. They call it game, right? When they bring it, you eat it because it's from the white man. But when the black man go and hunts
No,
and come
no,
back,
no. We're not gonna do the white man got you niggas hitting bushmeat. No, it ain't the white man. I don't want to eat no cheetah tits. I don't want to eat it. It ain't the white man. I don't want to eat cheetah tits. But go ahead. Go ahead, Apia. It ain't the white man that's making us not want to eat bushmeat. All right. You
can you hear
you
me?
niggas are colonized by the white man. You know, snacks are
Listen.
delicious, nigga. But go ahead, Apia. Now tell us how healthy this bushmeat is, brother.
Listen. Of course, listen. I tell everybody, look. First of all, the meat you even eat here, all of us eat here, they don't taste like organic meat. I tell you for a fact. Ask anybody that has eaten outside the United States when it comes to meat. Your banana ain't right, the watermelon ain't right, the pineapple ain't right, and definitely the mangoes ain't right either. Ask anybody, they're gonna tell you that we eating the worst of everything here in the United States.
Oh.
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm telling you for a fact. Your banana cannot be compared to the banana that I used to eat in Ghana. That's 100% the truth.
So you're saying
Organic banana.
our food is worse than what y'all eating?
Oh yeah, yeah. Never healthy. Never healthy. American food, never.
So Popeye's chicken is less healthy than the aardvark sandwiches over there in.
First of all, the chicken in Africa tastes 10 times better than this chicken that's been frozen. 6 months chicken, no. Forced to grow up so they can kill it, no. That's the reason why it affects your mental capacity. That's the thing that a lot of y'all don't know. What's the name? Chance the Rapper. He was in Ghana the other day. He went to KFC. He said, "Man, this chicken tastes different." I said, "Y'all didn't know? Our chicken tastes like real chicken.
Well,
Free range chicken."
Because he was over there eating a fried ostrich wing. That's why it tasted different.
Oh Lord, you sound like you've had it before.
No, you know it wasn't no real damn chicken. So stop playing.
Listen, all I'm telling you is don't compare your frozen foods to organic food that we eat on the continent. Don't. Like, listen, nobody believes what you're saying. Food, healthy meal. Come on, man. Y'all eat frozen food 24/7. That's it. Nothing natural, not like organic, everything man-made. A lot of what do you call it? Whatever they put in there. So y'all can eat it real quick. And it doesn't taste good. It tastes like trash. We all know it. Food can be cooked to the taste where you can see that this is real food. We use palm oil. You know what palm oil is? And coconut oil, organic oil for organic food.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we don't have too much cholesterol. That's why we don't have big walking around on the continent.
Okay.
So come on now.
Okay, well, Pia, I'll deal with cholesterol over Ebola. So give me that cholesterol. I can deal with that. Now I deal with that over Ebola from eating some chimpanzee strips. King Easy. King Easy?
Yeah. Okay. Brother Tariq, I'm an African and Nigerian, and what you're saying is actually interesting to me.
Okay.
And I grew up in a village. Okay. Now I've had the privilege to travel the world. I now live in Europe and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up with my grandmother, and I ate nothing but bushmeat. Okay, growing up. So here's what I can tell you from traveling and from my background.
Okay.
Bushmeat is not as bad as you think it is, or as many people think it is. It does make a decent argument, what you are saying, but it's not true. And I'm not saying this because I'm an African. I eat both. I enjoy both. What I eat in Europe and, what I ate growing up in Africa. So what I'm going to tell you is try it. Okay? Just try it. I don't eat pork. But when I eat the wild pig, I love this thing. It's not the same. But normally I don't eat pork. Free range pork or not, I don't eat pig. And I'm not Muslim. It's not religious. It's just personal preference. But when I did try the wild pork back home, it's not the same. So what I'm trying to tell you is it's easy to criticize something until you truly try it.
I'm good. Right? I'm good. I don't want barbecued jackal. I'm good. If that's what y'all eat, knock yourself out. I'm cool.
Yeah, but that's the thing. These exotic animals that you use as an example, it's extremely difficult to find someone who eats this in Africa. And I'm telling you, as someone who grew up in a village, people say they eat bats, they eat this and that. It's extremely difficult. In fact, in most places in the continent, these animals are rare. Monkeys are not everywhere. They're extremely rare. Or gorillas or whatever you want to say. So it's not the same. I don't know where you live in the States. However, you could walk into a store and try a free range chicken in the United States. I'm sure you have stores that sells them. They might be a little bit expensive than your normal chicken. Try it. You don't need to try it from the African restaurant or from the African continent. Try it in your own country. I'm sure You could go hunting in the United States and get yourself some. That's what bushmeat is, literally. If you're allowed to hunt squirrel or whatever you could hunt in the state, deers and so on. That's what bushmeat are. Try it yourself, and then you could come on here and tell people, "Hey, that thing is bullshit," or excuse my French, or whatever you want to say. But an opinion without a proof or experience is just capping. I'm sorry to say this. You're someone I follow a lot, and I respect many of your opinion, but you have to try it.
Okay,
Like this, you have evidence.
there you go.
You can say what you know.
Okay, brother. And I don't know if I'm going to have an ostrich omelet, but if that's what you got down with in the village, I'm not going to knock your thing, brother. I'm cool. But King Gacy, hold on. Let my brother Marcel wants to get on. Oh, I got to get brother Marcel in. Wait, brother Marcel hopped on for a minute. Oh wait. I got EJ in here. Hold on, hold on, King Gacy. I got our good brother EJ in here. I got EJ in here. Eric John, he wants to say something. EJ, hop on in, EJ. He's telling us about, we got to try some bushmeat. EJ, go ahead.
In the words of the legend Wheezy from the Jeffersons, nigga, please. We don't want to try none of that shit over there in that village. I'm just gonna keep it real. To each his own, sir. We good over here in America. I don't need to be trying no I don't need to be trying no rhinoceros testicles. We're good over here, man. I will be eating chicken for the rest of my damn life. Black Americans are good at eating the foods that we grew up as. I don't need to be eating something that'll have me pop locking and dropping it and rolling on the damn ground. But that's all I have to say. These Africans are out of control when it comes to their cuisine. And we see numerous videos of these people just going crazy over the bushmeat. So that's all I have to say. Drop me back down. These
Thank
tethers
you.
are.
All right, we got Marcel, brother Marcel, hop on.
Hey, Tariq, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. I want to speak with King Easy real quick. He said at the end of his little diatribe that we cannot criticize something without experience and exposure. I just happened to go on his page, King Easy, and you seem to talk a lot about single motherhood in the Black American community. Why are you worried about that? King Easy?
Yeah, well, those are old posts, but however, I'm going to answer you. Family is important. So that's a simple answer. I'm not going to say
Okay.
much about that. It's about family.
Okay, let
And
me
if
stop you
that's not
there.
important
Thank
to
you.
you,
No,
and if
stop.
that is
Stop
difficult
there.
for.
I'll read there no more. Stop there. If family is so important, then first of all, why did you leave yours back in Nigeria? That's number one. Number two, if family is so important, then shouldn't you be worried about Nigeria, which has the highest rate of paternity fraud in the world, according to what your own government has said? Where are your posters about that? So you need
Okay,
to be
let me
worried
ask
about your
you.
own
Let
country.
me
Sure.
ask you.
Uh-huh.
Who told you I don't have my family here with me in Europe?
You told us when you said that you're no
Yeah,
longer
I
in
said family is
Nigeria.
important, and you say, why
You
did I
said that.
leave my family back home? Who
Exactly.
told you I don't have them with me?
So your mother's with you, your father's with you, your
They are
siblings with
late.
you.
They are
Huh?
late. My parents are
So
late.
okay. So you
But
have
I have
no
my
family back
sisters,
in
my
Nigeria.
brothers. They are in another room in the same building as I speak right now. So
Yeah,
who told you I
sure.
don't have my
Sure.
families with me?
Sure. Yeah. You don't. You don't. You're just making it up now to try to save your face. My point is this. You need to be
You see,
worried
I'm
more
gonna
about the
tell you
high
something.
you need to be worried more about the high paternity rate in Nigeria and not about black single motherhood here in America. Because let me tell you something. Just because a mother is unmarried does not mean she is single. It means she's an unmarried mother. That does not mean the father's not involved. You worry about the high rate of paternity fraud in Nigeria. And I land there, Tariq.
Thank you so much, brother.
Okay, just a thing to say to you. I'm very sure you are an educated man. However, I'm gonna tell you something a wise man once told me. You see, assumption is the greatest barrier to communication. It's okay to make assumptions, but you're gonna create a barrier. And the Chinese says this: a fool You are only a fool for 5 seconds when you ask a question, but you remain a fool forever when you make assumptions. You could have asked me a question and I will explain it to you. That doesn't mean you have to accept it, but at least you learn something new. That's all.
Okay, that wasn't really that deep. All right, that wasn't as deep as you thought that sounded. Now, why are you talking about single? I was you went. That's a long way around. Why are you talking about? Why are you talking about American black single mothers? What's that about? And you ain't.
No, I'm not talking specifically about American single mothers. He, if he thinks he let him share the screenshot. I will defend anything I say. Like I said, people make assumptions. People open their mouth and just say things. He can read. I think these are from last year, to be honest. But if you want to dig, I don't have a large following or a large, a long list of tweets. Let him share it. But anyway, this is not about me. I respect people in general, people of the world, as I've seen around the world a bit. However, people need to learn to appreciate other people. They need to find a way to learn from other people. I care about family. I'm a family man myself. The family I came from, they are here with me, and the family that I'm building for myself. So,
Yeah, you said you grew up in the village with your grandma, and you know your grandma's still probably over there in that village eating a hippo hot dog or some shit. So bring your
well, there's no hippo in Nigeria. So perhaps again, assumptions. Like I said, he who asks a question is only a fool for 3 seconds, but he who never asks is a fool forever. Assumption. So anyway, thanks for allowing me to speak on your space. Thanks, brother.
There you go, man. Thank you so much. They always be on some low key slick talking shit when you look at their pages and all that. You got to watch these folks. Well, these people are killing me trying to justify munching on bush meat. You niggas need to try it. No, I'm cool. We're good. I ain't trying to eat no baboon biscuits. I'm good. We're good. We're good. And it ain't really working for y'all because y'all ain't over there eating it now. Y'all got the hell on away from there. I know that. Everybody who called talking about how delicious bushmeat is, their asses ain't over there. They somewhere else where ain't no bushmeat. All right. Yeah, if it was that good, y'all be up there setting up shop. Yeah. Y'all have you have Abasola's giraffe and grits, some shit. You have a whole restaurant with something popping. Y'all got the hell on up out of there. Oh goodness, bless your hearts. Bless your hearts. I'm really not here to judge, but boy, y'all, when y'all not really selling it, yeah, y'all not really selling the soap, yeah. Anyway, my goodness. Let's see if I can get a couple more people in here. Joy, what's up, Joy?
What's good?
How you doing, Joy?
I'm chilling. What about you?
I am good, beloved. Where are you calling from, Joy?
I am calling from Canada.
Canada. What's going on up there in Canada?
Well, we had people throwing fireworks at each other as a game called Firework Wars on July 1st for Canada Day.
Did
So,
people get hurt?
yeah. Yeah, there were people throwing fireworks at each other for fun.
Wow, that's dangerous. That's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Now, Joe, where's your family from?
Nepal.
No, is that by India?
It's like in between India and China.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. How is it over there? How is it over there in Nepal?
Nepal, well, I only went there briefly when I was a child to visit.
Okay.
It's chill.
Okay. Do y'all have like the food is like the East Indian food? Is it like Pakistan food kind of like the biryani chicken and stuff like?
Like there's dal bhat, there's momos, there's other stuff too. Like you get the point.
No, okay. Cool. All right, beloved. Well, thank you so much, Joy. All right. What's this person? Gada Gaza. Gada.
Drop the link in the chat too one more time. We got a couple brothers on
السلام
here.
عليكم أنا نوز إند إنجلش أخي بفهمش إنجلش.
Oh, okay. Did you call before? Wait a minute. Did you call him before? Gada, did you call before? I think you called before. You sound like that woman who was calling up begging for some money. Have you called me before?
No English. أفهمش English.
Okay, I think this is the same. They always call up saying they don't know how to speak English, but then they know how to say money in English. They know that. I know no English, but money. Cash app. Cash app. Okay, they know money and cash app. Those are two English words they know. All right, thank you, dear. I'm not. You better get Google Translator. So I don't know what you're trying to do. Okay. Oh no, we're getting a lot of foreigners calling now. So it must be early in the morning. That bushmeat gets out early, so they got them a nice good breakfast, and now they're calling. Okay. They done had them a nice good bushmeat breakfast. They done had some warthog waffles, and now they're calling me. So look, it's time to go. Now it's time to shut the shit down. They done had a robust bushmeat breakfast, and they got a lot of energy right now. So it's too much shit going on. Listen, everybody go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com. All right, hiddenhistorymuseum.com and buy the book Hidden Heroes from A to Z, and give a contribution to the Hidden History Museum, and go to rootworkstyle.com and get that rootwork deodorant. All right, I'm up out of here, guys. Puppy Akute.
Hey, y'all.
Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. Let's spark this conversation, man. We got Alabama
So
and my
you
brother.
on time for Hidden History 6 back.
We got my brother Chief Holiday in Alabama in here. Make sure y'all hit that like button, thumb up the video, and support the channel. All right, you guys. Make sure y'all hit that like button, thumb up the video, and support the channel. Alabama, Chief Holiday, y'all got the flow. What's good?
Are both you Imperial Americans intact for Hidden History 6? Are y'all on tap?
Man, you know we ready to go, Alabama. I ain't gonna lie
That's
to
right.
you. We ready to go
Yeah.
all time, gang.
Yeah, that's right. Stay on go. Bap, what up?
Man, what's the word, gang?
Alabama. Shit.
Keep them running.
Jack, where you at? You coming through?
Matter of fact, isn't that thumbnail? That's from them or from you, Bap? Because they running on that thumbnail you got on screen.
Hey, running with a suitcase and a barbecue hyena foot in his hand.
I just want to. That was crazy when she said that bush meat was healthy. Like, I just wonder why they just be calling in fucking with Tariq though. Like, what is the problem? I seriously, she's in the UK, right? First off, dusty ass UK. If you ever been there, right, you should understand that.
Junky, garbage,
rainy looking all the time. Yeah, it's just nasty. It's just old looking, bro.
Graffiti on every building in that motherfucker. My little sister live in Europe. She stayed not too far from the Eiffel Tower, matter of fact.
And that motherfucker's really dirty.
It's
I'm
the
talking about
dirtiest
Paris.
spot.
If you guys have never been to these places, you don't know. You've never seen things. Been to Rome, seen little bitty ass Colosseum and shit, right? You know, just all these things, man. You know, these people make things bigger, make themselves bigger because they actually are peons. Okay,
right?
That's just what it
is. Don't believe the hype.
I mean,
And
that's pretty
listen,
much it.
for them to
And
say
the people that do
that is healthier than our food is crazy. Nobody's drinking baboon beer. You feel me? Nobody's doing none of that weird ass shit they doing over there. Boil monkeys on an open fire with no seasoning.
But see, Bap, that's my whole point earlier about cultural translation. Tell me what culture translates in comparison to the American known as the Negro. I'll wait.
No, we can't find one. That's like the Django quote when he first went up there with to go meet the nigga at the Gatlinburg plantation. They was like, well, listen, he ain't like the rest of the niggas, so you can't treat him like the rest of the niggas. You get it? We ain't like the rest of the niggas, Alabama. You can't even compare us to nobody. Nobody has remotely came and did the innovations we have done, the inventions that we have done, the resilience that we have done, and the cultural reflections that we have done.
I'm still waiting for this prosperity from Africa to the world for this healthy thing referred to as bushmeat. That means every African community where they have congregated, there should be exporting of this healthy product, right?